Anyway, let's get started. We're going to do a warm-up. The warm-up we do is practically the same every single time we meet. So let's take a big breath in and reach up and lean over to one side and over to the other side. And come back to center. Hands on your head. Inhale. Press your arms up. Exhale, lean over. And come up to the other side. And one more time. Up and over. Up and over. And keeping your hands up here, let's pull our hands like you're tracing a halo around your head. You want to reach back and forth. Make that circle as big as you can. We're just loosening up the shoulder girdle. And we're going to reverse that circle. Nice. Let's take our hands down somewhere around your shoulders. They don't have to be gripped there. We're going to bring our elbows together, up and around. So I think what I was going to say earlier is we do a lot of movement. A lot of the movements, the movement prep and the accessory work may not be very familiar to you, but it will be, although it changes every month. The basic lifts are the same. So let's punch our arms out, reach for the wall, create tension all the way to your fists, pull your shoulder blades together, and we're going to do 20 tiny circles to the front. Make a fist. There you go. And then flip your hands back, keep your shoulder blades pinched together, and circle backwards. You might feel this all the way down into your forearms. I do. So. And then bring your hands back to neutral, like thumbs up, 7 up. We're going to roll your arm in the socket, so you're going to bring your thumb down to the floor and then to the wall behind you. Keeping that fist, keeping that tension, holding your arm nice and strong. And then gradually let your arms come down and start moving forwards and back. Take the tension out of your arms and swing it out. Good. So today we'll need a loop band, some weights, and we're good. Okay. Let's roll our shoulders one at a time, just getting everything nice and loose. Good. Okay, taking it down to the hips. We're going to start loosening up the lower body. Tick-tock, taking your hips side to side. Think about keeping your body as vertical as you can while your hips are moving, and not, as some people I work with try to do, move their upper body because their hips won't move. So this is, the warm-up is a chance to check in with your body, see how it's feeling, notice what feels stuck, what doesn't feel stuck. Let's turn these into big, slow hula hoops. Make those circles as big as you can. It's really more of a wake-up than a warm-up. And reverse that circle. And that gives you information. And if something is feeling not so great, maybe you don't want to make that an area that you're lifting really heavy today. Maybe you're going to drop back on your weights. And that's okay. This is information for you to give your lifting and your workout a better session. So let's go into figure eights. You're going to take your hip front to back, and then the other side front to back. You can get nice and groovy with this. And let your knees bend, let your ankles bend. Our whole body works together. 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to reverse it and go back to front on one side, back to front on the other side. It's like you're making figure 8, infinity symbol, whatever attaches your brain to this movement. Okay, coming down to our knees. We're circling. I want you to see if you can feel the edges of your feet going round and round. One more, and then we reverse. So it's important, and we'll come back to this, find the tripod of your feet, the ball of your foot, the heel of your foot, big toe, little toe. You'll hear me reference them. And then we're going to stand up, plant the ball of your foot on the floor, and circle it out. And reverse. And switch sides. Plant that foot, circle it out. And reverse. And come into a little bit of a straddle. Go into a side lunge, big stretch on the inner thigh to side lunge. So with this, it's okay to push your knee forward, but I also want you to just think about pushing your hip back. And that might help you go a little bit deeper, although this early in a workout, I don't expect any depth. Good. And come back to center, walk your feet in just a little bit, come into short stop position. And we're going to drop one shoulder down to the floor and pull the other one up to the ceiling. So it looks like this, it's a twist. Your lower body stays still. And come back to center and we'll go the other way. It's rotation from your rib cage area. And come back to center. Let's do that at your own pace, maybe three on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and roll it up. So let's do a little bit more for our ankles. So if you bring your feet underneath your hips, you're going to lift one heel up so the ball of your foot is still planted, and then roll through to switch feet. So it's like a little prancing. Think about going up and down. Good. And then we're going to come into first position. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your knees together, squeeze your heels together. And we're going to lift up into a releve. If you need a wall to hold on to, that's fine. You guys are looking good. Nice. Okay, 2 more. Okay. And then if you have a balance issue, which I may or may not, you never know from day to day, we're going to find your balance on one leg, so kind of organize your weight to one side. We're going to take the other foot out, and I am going to hold on. And point your toe down, and we're going to take your foot side to side. We're doing wiggles. It's a technical proper name. We've given this one, ankle wiggles. So think about trying not to move your whole leg, isolating the movement down in the lower leg and the ankle. There you go. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to rotate from the hip. And almost like you're doing an Irish dance or kicking a hacky sack, we're going to try to bring that inner ankle up to the ceiling. Nice. So you're pulling with your inner thigh. And we're going to switch sides. So organize your weight over one side. Don't just assume you can stand on one leg. Think about being all lined up over it. Other foot comes out, Ankle wiggles. 20 to 30, keeping your leg as still as you can. We'll do the hacky sack kicks too, so it doesn't matter what order you do them in. And then rotate from the hip, and we're going to lift up. Good. Shake your legs out, shake your arms out. We are, I have the whole workout written down in front of me, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking for. I'm changing up the order for this one. We're going to start in a straddle, and we're going to do something called Russian dancer. We are not kicking our legs out like Russian dancers, but we're going to go down with our arms crossed like you're reaching for opposite knees and come up. So we're folding ourselves down, 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 and coming up, up, up. Low to high. We're going to do 10 of these. Get the blood flowing. 6, 7, 8. Ta-da! Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so now that I've mixed up the order of what we're doing, we are going to pick up a weight. Preferably something like if you were carrying a suitcase and it was kind of heavy and it would want you to do this, that's what we want. So we're going to hold tall posture and we're going to cross one leg in front of the other. Okay, the big thing for this, it's not the move, that's actually the weight's in the other hand. So whatever leg is in front, same side gets the weight. So if left leg is in front, left arm holds the weight. I want you to press into the ball of your big toe on both feet. And don't lose that connection with the floor on either foot. We're going to do a side bend and come up. 3. So straight down to the side. Get a little bit of curve in your spine. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll switch sides. Sometimes with the side bends and the leaning, it's not easy to keep that contact with your big toe. Toe is super important. So, other side, press your ball of your big toe and your big toe into the floor. And let's go down. You might find one side is easier than the other. And just notice it. 6. 2 more. Perfect. Okay. And then we are going to do, we're going to pick up a band. Hopefully you all have a loop band or a stretchy resistance band that you can knot into a loop. Okay. We're going to put it above your wrist. So roll your shoulders back and down, your arms are straight. So the band is against your hips. Think about pinching your shoulder blades together as you pull apart. So initiate, if you can feel it, notice if you can feel it, that your back muscles are doing a lot of work with this. It's not just pulling apart an easy band with your arms. 6, 7. Okay, and then we're going to hold it apart. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears as you reach up. Pulling the band apart as you reach up and as you come down. We're going to do 3 of these, so there's 2 more. Up and down. And notice if you feel your shoulder blades moving. Okay. And lesson number one about me is I can't count. I talk, I watch, and I lose count every single time. So just laugh with me, laugh at me. I can't hear you right now, right? So we're good. We're going to keep the tension on the band and turn it into a bicep curl. So we're going to bring our thumbs up to our shoulders, keeping tension on the band. So all of this that we're doing now is movement prep. It's not so much the wake up. It's kind of, we're going to be using these muscles. Let's get them primed. 2 more. And we're going to hold our hands up here. I'm going to come closer. And from here, you're going to reach up about 45 degrees. Pull the band apart as you bring your hand back in. So reach and pull. Good. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, we're going to take an overhand grip. It's the last thing we're going to do with this band. So an overhand grip, like you can pull it apart. So I want you to pull it apart. Start at your shoulders, pulled apart. We're going to reach up and pull down, squeeze your elbows in. Reach up, good, pull down, squeeze the elbows in. Keep that tension on the band. As you come down, that band should be getting wider. Just coming down right in front of your face at your shoulders. 3 more. That's 1. I'll try counting. 2 and 3. Good. Let's put the band away. And we are going to do our last thing with movement prep, which is on the floor. And our first exercise in our lifting session is on the floor. But we are, we only need 1 weight. We're going to be doing a lot of rowing this month. We're going to be doing a lot of rowing every month because rowing is just so good. We're building a strong back. But let's work on form and let's work on connecting all the muscles in your body while you are engaging your shoulders. So this is not a row. We're going to come onto our back. And the first thing I want you to get used to is doing a windshield wiper, just taking your knees side to side. And then bring your legs up to tabletop. So your shins are parallel to the floor, and continue with that windshield wiper. And then come back to center. Take the weight in your hand, in one hand, doesn't matter which side, and press up to the ceiling. And I want you to lift your shoulder, but keep your back broad, so we're not crunching everything together. Keep your back nice and wide, engaged. Shoulder is a post, your arm is a post. It won't move. You're reaching for the ceiling, you're kind of locked there. If your arm is going all over the place, do this without a weight. We're going to build that shoulder stability for everything we're working on. So from here, we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So if the weight's in your right, you're going to twist down to your left. And we'll go down and up 6 times. 4, good. Good, and then let's switch sides. So we're going to reach up, go into tabletop, make that arm a post. Your shoulder is solid and strong. Your back muscles and your chest muscles are both working to support it. And that twist is giving it a big challenge. And then because life has all its ups and downs, we have all our ups and downs. We get back up to standing. And bring your loop band with you. And I'm going to move my, let's see how this works. You just need to see my lower body. I just want you to see what I'm doing. So we're going to stand maybe a foot length away from a wall. Hopefully you all have walls. And we're going to put one foot up against the wall. But I'm going to switch sides so you can see what I'm doing. So the standing leg, I want you to kind of hitch your hips back like you're reaching for the wall, but keep your knee bent so it's over your foot. So we're in a hinge like you're doing a deadlift. So you should feel the standing leg glute working really hard. We're not leaning against the wall. We are away from the wall. Your bent leg is pressing into the wall. Your standing leg is pressing into the floor. We're going to put the band around our wrists again and twist up and down. So we're going side to side with our arms. It's a balance challenge. And if you're struggling with balance, that's okay. We have lots of practice in this coming up. So Thursday we'll do something different, but it's going to be the same leg position. So let's switch sides. And go. So maybe 5 times each direction. Good. And if you hated that, you don't have to see it again until next Tuesday. Okay, so we're lifting. We have 4 moves. We might get through them. We'll definitely get through them once, maybe twice. Next week we'll build on it because I won't have to explain so much or feel like I need to explain so much. We're going to start with a reverse Nordic. Okay, a reverse Nordic has you working through your quads while you're lengthening them. So we start on our knees. And you're going to be nice and tall. So you're going to squeeze your glutes so you get a stretch. I want you to think about those big toes again. I want you to squeeze your big toes together. It doesn't matter. Your knees don't have to be together, but your toes do. And that's going to give you stability. You can either press your toes into the floor or let them lay flat. Your choice. But from here, we're going to reach forward and lean back. So we're going to play with this for about 30 seconds. You can go at your own pace, see what it feels like. Only 10 more seconds. Breathe while you're doing this. Notice if you want to just sit down rather than keep that length in your hip flexors. And we're done. Okay. We are going to go into a 1-arm row. So for this, I'm not sure what weights you all have. I'm going to go heavy. And find something, if you're going light and you do not have a bench or a chair to lean on, you can sink into that little squat so your hips are holding you and brace yourself with the opposite hand. So I'm holding it in my right, left hand over left knee. Give yourself a nice supported position and you can row this way. but I want you bent over, not up here. So use your core. If you have a bench or a chair or a coffee table or something, you're going to be all the way bent over, shoulders level, and pull. We're going for 10 to 12. Think about pulling the shoulder blade in towards your spine. And when you get to 10 or 12, we're going to switch sides. Two more for me. Okay. And then we're going to play around with split squats. That's our third exercise. So for the last couple of months, we've done, and if you're not familiar with split squats, you're welcome to start this way. You're going to take a giant step back. So your legs are on railroad tracks, hip width apart, but it's a giant step forward to back. So a basic split squat, you're just sinking right down into the middle and coming up. I kind of liken these to telly turns. So you're going to sink down and come up. If you're comfortable with that, if you're comfortable with split squats, we are going to do a rear foot elevated split squat. So it just takes the exact same movement we were doing, but you can go a little bit deeper. So to get set up for the rear foot elevated split squat, you're going to stand against whatever you're going to put your foot on. Step 1, 2, 3, and then reach back. And from here, you're going to sink down and up, down and up. No weight today is fine. It's a balance challenge, getting used to new positions. And again, we're going for 10 to 12 on each side. Think about driving that back knee straight down. And think about being in an elevator chute where you're going straight down instead of pushing forward. Nice. And when you get to 10 or 12, switch sides. Good. And 10. Okay. And the last exercise in this set is a floor press, which is a bench press if you're on a bench, a chest press. Generally, we're going to do it on the floor because I think everybody has a floor and not everyone has a bench. We'll play with this as the month goes on, but let's start on the floor. And whoops, I need one more weight. It's this bilateral. So make sure you have two weights, one on either side of you. We're going to settle in on the floor. You can turn your dumbbells end up and just settle in here because your heart rate is up. Mine is for sure, so I'm sure yours is. Yours are. Take a big breath in and exhale with a big sigh. And let your rib cage come down to the floor, let your spine settle in. We're not forcing anything. We just want your back to be relaxed on the floor and not arched up. Bring your weights into your shoulders and lift. And we're going again for 10 to 12. And when you get there, put the weights down safely. Roll yourself up to sitting. We're going to take about a minute for a break, and then we're going to go through that all over again. So by the end of the month, we should be doing 3 sets and building on the weight a little bit more. And for those of you who are new, you have an offer to have a session with me if we need to brainstorm how to increase challenge without creating a whole room full of weights or spending a ton of money. Let's talk about troubleshooting, how you keep progressing with what you've got until you're ready to invest. So grab a drink. We have another 30 seconds. Okay. So you might want to, well, I need to rearrange my space so I don't trip over anything. My toys get spread out as we go. And it's kind of like, well, you get a break when you get to move things around, but you're also working a little bit. So let's come back to our reverse Nordics. From the back, this is how I do it. This is with my toes pressed into the floor. You are welcome to do it with a flat foot if that feels better. Some people have terrible cramps on the bottoms of their feet. It's another thing we can talk about. But coming up on your knees, squeeze your butt, clench it. I don't often ask you to do that, but that's what we're doing to get length in the hip flexors and going all the way down to your knees. We're going to go for 30 seconds starting now. Take your time. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. I don't find I can do these very fast. So the transition from the bottom to coming back up is where I really feel it. Nice. 3, 2, 1. What a fast 30 seconds. Okay, we're going to come to our one arm row. So a heavier weight. If you like the weight you were using, stick with the weight you were using. If it's the only weight you have, stick with the weight that you have. And this time, try starting non-dominant. So if you're right-handed, try lifting with your left. And we'll start that way. Because the heavier you go, the more you'll notice the difference between dominant and non-dominant. Let's go, I'll keep talking. And we want them to get evened out. And if you always go as far as you can with your dominant side and stop short with your non-dominant side because you can't keep up on that side, you'll never get even. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulder towards your ears and you're pulling with your back. And you can just go right into the other side whenever you get to your number, 10 to 12, or when you hit failure. If you're lifting really heavy, your numbers will be lower. So if you're really challenging yourself and lifting as heavy as you can, even in this first session, you might only go 8 to 10 reps. That's okay. We'll talk about that. You can shake your arms out, stretch a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do rear foot elevated squats. You can do this on your sofa, you can put it on your bed. You can stick with the split squat on the floor. 2. So the idea is to keep this hip forward and sink straight down. You'll lean forward a little bit, but we're not going forward and back. We're trying to go up and down like you're in a chute. So down and up. Sherry, you need to take that front foot forward more. So you need to do the 3 steps and then reach back and then sink that knee down. Good. Nine. Good. And then the easiest thing to do is just bring that back foot to where your front foot is and switch. And let's go for another 10 to 12. Nice. It's okay to be wobbly, especially if you've never done these before or haven't done them in a while. Thursday's variation is front foot elevated. You can do some butt kicks. Today is a quad burner. And let's come down on the floor and do our floor press. And that's our second round. We'll finish it up. So remember when we did movement prep and we did the twists and our arms were a post? When you get to the top of your floor press, I want you to feel like both arms are posts up to the ceiling. Your back is broad and wide as you're pushing, and your pecs are engaged and squeezing. But your arms are strong. So sometimes if you don't have really heavy weights or things feel really light, the more tension you can put into a move, the more you'll feel it, the better effect it has. So 10 to 12 here. Squeeze at the top. Make sure your back is settled into the floor. And when you get to your number, 10, 12, you're pushing it, 8, safely bring the weights down. Roll yourself up to sitting, grab a drink. And we have a wee bit of 2 moves to do for accessory, and then a little finisher for our arms. So we've been using our arms all morning. We're going to do a little finisher to burn them out. I know that doesn't sound very nice, but you'll appreciate it. But I usually don't spend a lot of time on arms because you're using them every time you lift, every time you move, every time you do a body weight exercise. So the extra weights are like the icing on the cake. Not necessary, but it makes it tank top arms, whatever. So today we'll do that. You see how you like it. But our accessory work is we're doing prone W's. So we're going to try to get mobility in this upper part of your back. That's where, as you get older, as I get older, as we all get older, we tend to get really tight or stiff, or we develop arthritis. So we're going to have our arms in a W position, and we can do this seated or standing, just to get the feel for it. You're going to pull back and squeeze your arms together, and you can feel the stretch across your chest. Come back down. So it's just a W, pulling back, squeezing your arms, and then coming down. We're going to do that on the floor. And on the floor, it looks like this. So it's a little bit of a back extension. To keep your low back safe and lock everything in place, I want you to, I'm going to do it this way, press your toes into the floor and lift your knees and squeeze your butt. So this is anchoring your body. Your low back is not going to do the lifting. Bring your arms into a W. Inhale to prepare. Exhale and lift. I don't know if I can see you. Good job. Think about keeping your neck neutral, not craning your neck to look up. Should have warned you, you'd be face down on the floor. Okay. Good job. And then we are going to use your bed, a chair, a stair, or the floor. So if you're on the floor, we're going to do an inverted plank with a march. If your wrists are sensitive and you want to stay on your elbows, you can elevate it. Whoops. I didn't think I was going to slide on my bench. There we go. So you're going to kind of lift out of your shoulders, find your plank, and we're going to march. Try to lift your hips, find that plank. Nice. And come on down. The last two things we're doing before we stretch our arms. We're going to be doing bicep curls, and we're going to do a tricep band pull. So for the band pull, you'll need a flat band. If you have a stretchy loop band, that might work too. But let's come up to standing, and we'll start with the bicep curls. You can do them seated too. Okay, so you need a pair of dumbbells. Try not to trip over anything you have on the floor. I swear, I feel like I should give all of you my husband's number, so if something happens to me, you can call him. I don't think he would know. I'm down here so low. So we're going to start with a bicep curl, hammer curl. So hammer curl, you're really just holding it like you're holding a hammer. And we're going to pair that with a W curl. And I'm going to go a little bit lighter because, like you, I took a couple of weeks off at the holidays and I haven't focused on arms. So you start where you are. So we're going to do a hammer curl, rotate your hands out, W curl, rotate your hands back. So it's hammer, rotate, W. 4, 5, 6. Should really be doubling my count. 7, because we're getting 2 bicep curls for each one. Last one. Whew, 16 bicep curls. Nicely done. We're going to bring the weights down. You're going to take the weight, not the weight, the band, and put it behind your head. And you're going to hold it. So one hand is at the small of your back. One hand is at the nape of your neck. And we're going to pull apart till your arms go straight. So pull, and we're going for 12 of these. Make sure you're getting that arm straight. That's what's engaging the triceps. Nice. Okay, bend down. We're going to do each of those one more time. Grab your weights. 8 sets. Hammer curl. W. 2, 3, 4. Don't forget that rotation at the bottom. 6. And 8. Your arms feeling like jelly yet? They will. Let's finish up with triceps. 10 to 12. Pull and pull and pull. If your band feels too easy, you can double it. Make it a little bit harder. Woo! Makes a big difference. At least with my band it does. It's hard to get my arms straight. 8. And just for grins, I forgot to do the other side. We're going to switch hands. That was evil. Whoa, there we go. 6, 7. So let's shake your arms out. Bring your arms forward, thumbs up. We're going to glide them along your sides, and as you come back, rotate your thumbs in towards your midline and up. You can look up, you can look down. Wherever you're getting the stretch, if you look up, it might be a little bit more across your chest. Let's circle your wrists. Make sure your forearms are feeling all right. And then we're going to take one arm up and reach down the middle of your back. Stretch out the triceps we just burned. Realize I'm the only one that's moving. I just can't stand still and do this. I start walking around and waving. You don't have to. I just noticed it. Not very good at staying still. Switch sides. Good. And then let's bring one arm across and hold behind your elbow. Make sure you're not hunching. You want to pull that shoulder away from your ear. So if I'm looking down and over, it's at my clock. I've got a second hand going so I know how long we're stretching for. Yeah, that's like I'm holding a baby. I'm just waving side to side, right? You don't have to. I just think it's funny. I noticed it. Okay. And let's switch sides. So make sure you're not here. You want to pull that shoulder down as much as you can. Maybe think about leaning your head away from that shoulder and create a little bit more length through your neck too. A few more seconds here. Good. And then swing your arms out. Shake your wrists. And now gripping weights, when you haven't gripped them in a while, you work those forearm muscles more than you think. So treat them with kindness if they're a little sore. That's what it's from. So let's take your hands and reach forward. I want you to think about tucking under and rounding your back as much as you can while you're standing. So your chin's down, tail's tucked. Round, round, round. And then we're going to take your arms back and open up across the chest. Pull your hands down and up. And let's do that one more time. This time, make sure your feet are wide. We're going to go into a forward fold. So first we're going to do our rounding. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Reach, 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 round, round, round. And then reach back. Reverse that flexion into extension of your spine. And from here, bring your neck back to neutral. Nobody's allowed to get dizzy. We're going to fold forward, lifting your arms up. Bring your hands down onto your knees. And we'll do those shoulder drops like we did at the very start in our wake up. And then let's come down on the floor. Let's come into half kneeling. So half kneeling, one knee up, one knee down. We're going to squeeze that butt and press it forward. We're going to reach up and do a side bend. So with every breath, see if you can expand through your rib cage, expand through your side. And then bring that arm down. We're going to take that front knee out 90 degrees and glide. So your body and your hips are forward, but your body as a whole is moving side to side. So it should be a big stretch on the inner thigh. Excellent. And let's switch sides. So squeeze that butt cheek on the down leg, press it forward. So we're stretching through the hip flexors and then reaching up and over, creating as much length as you can through the side. As you inhale, make sure you can feel your rib cage moving, or see if you can feel your rib cage move, not make it move. When you breathe, it should be moving. Think of the rib cage as like a set of bellows. If they're too stiff, nothing in your body works. Good. And bring that arm down. Knee comes out 90 degrees. And we're going to do those transverse glides, facing forward, but going side to side. This is actually, if your foot is closer in and your ankles are tight, it's actually a good way to work into ankle mobility. Your ankles are already nice and loose. Keep it farther out and just get that nice big stretch. Okay. Bringing your hands down onto the floor. This is what happens when I don't put my toys away. I trip on them, even when I'm down on the floor. Hands and knees. Let's do some cat-cow. So we're going to tuck the tailbone round through your spine, lifting up the back, tucking your chin, then lifting the crown of your head. Bring your shoulder blades together, arching your back, lifting your tailbone. Let's do maybe 3 or 4 total. And then we're going to come into child's pose. So you're going to sit back to your heels and reach as far forward as you can with your arms and just let your head rest. So first workout of the first month of the new year. You showed up, you did it. Pat yourself on the back or the arm, whatever you can reach. And know that as you get familiar with this, it gets easier, it gets smoother, we can do more, you get fitter, stronger, and before you know it, hiking season, backpacking season is here, and we're all ready for it. Let's walk your hands over to one side. Just give yourself one more big side stretch. We all tend to crunch down into our right side a little bit more, just because of the way our organs are organized inside us. So give that side a nice big stretch. We'll give both sides a nice big stretch. But if your right side feels tighter, that's why. And maybe you'll want to come back to the stretch before I see you again on Thursday. And let's walk our hands over to the other side. And have a seat. Let's sit cross-legged. Give your glutes a little massage. This is a funny move where you have your hands on your knees and you kind of hinge forward with a flat back, go off to the side, and then let your back round as you go around. So you exhale, flat back forward, inhale, scoop your back as you go around. So you should be going over both butt cheeks, giving your glutes a little massage. And then come back and we'll go the other way. It might feel better to change your feet. You might not notice a difference. You can play with it. And then just come sit. This just has to, I am through the hips. And walk your hands forward, give your hamstrings and the back of your legs a nice big stretch. I can't go any farther. So don't feel like you have to, but if you do, I'm cheering you on. Here we go. I've never ever been able to do that stretch, but it always feels good on the back of my legs, even when I can't reach that far. So we are all done. You did a great job. Thanks for being here in the morning. And I'll see you on Thursday.